ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री Just a minute. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। अभ्रमं भंगरहितम् अजडं विमलं सदा आनन्दतीर्थमतुलं भजे तापत्रयापहम्। चित्रे पदैश्च गम्भीरे वाक्यैर्मानैरखण्डितैः गुरुभावं व्यञ्जयन्ती भाति श्रीजयतीर्थवाक्। अर्थकल्पितकल्पोऽयं प्रत्यर्थगजकेसरी व्यासतीर्थगुरुर्भूयात् अस्मत् इष्टार्थसिद्धे। जयति श्री गोविंदो गोपीनाथ समदनु गोपालः वक्ष्यामि यस्य कृपया प्रमेय रत्नावलीं सूक्ष्मं भक्त्याभयसेनापि तोषं ददाने धर्माध्यक्षे विश्वनिस्तारिणाम्नि नित्यानंद अद्वैत चैतन्य रूपे तत्वे तस्मिन् नित्यम् आस्तां रतिर्नः आनंद तीर्थ नाम सुखमय धाम यतिर्जीयात् संसारार्णवतारिणीं यम इह जनाः कीर्तयन्ति बुधाः भवति विचिन्त्या विदुषां निरवकरा गुरुपरम्परां नित्यम् एकांतित्वं सीदयति ययोदयति येन हरितोषः। हरे कृष्ण। So we were discussing about the Prameyas, Hari Pratara Satyam Jagat Tattvato Veda Jiva Guna Hare Ranuchara नीचोच्च भावंगता मुक्तिर नैच सकानुभूतिर अमला भक्तिश्च तत्साधनम यक्षादित तृतीय प्रमाणम अखिलाम नये एक वेद्यो हरि है. It will be good if you can memorize this shloka. It is very useful. I mean, if there is one thing we can take from Prameya Ratnavali course, at least minimum if we can memorize this shloka, it will be a good thing. So we have learnt various things. Yes, you want to ask something in the beginning, Sulochanand Prabhu? You raised your hand. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, just a clarification. Like you mentioned about the remembering the sloka, all the prameyas, or that something specific is there?
No, the shloka contains all the prameyas together.
Of
Sriman.
course, that the Jayati Sri Govinda till the last one, na?
No. That is Mangalacharanam. After the Mangalacharanam, there is a shloka Sriman Madhvamate Haripatraha Satyam Jagat Tattvato
Okay.
Bheda Jiva Gana Hare Ranucharaha Nichocha Bhavangata Muktir Naijasaka Nubhutir Amala Bhaktischa Tatsadanam Hekshadit Trite Pramanam Akhilam Naye Kavedyo Harihi. So this shloka we can memorize. That is the theme of this whole book actually. Just this one
Okay.
shloka.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. So now There are various topics that we discussed. Why Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead. Then why the material world is real. Then there is difference among living entities. Living entities can never become God. Among living entities, there is gradation. One is higher, one is lower. Then real happiness is not in this material world. It's in going back to Godhead. And pure devotional service is a means of going back to Godhead. The question is why I should believe you, Prabhuji. You speak so many things. Why I should believe you? So, unless this one question is answered, there is no question of going ahead. That is why in Vedic system, they have given utmost importance to epistemology. Epistemology means the process of gaining knowledge. So, this epistemology is also called Pramana Shastra. So, unless something is called as Pramanika, it cannot be believed. Pramanika means trustworthy, reliable. So when it is common, it's our common experience that unless you find some friend recommend something or some close associate of us recommend something, we don't take actions in life. We don't take major decisions in life just because a stranger comes and tells us. And second thing is you should see somebody becoming successful, or you should see something. When you personally see certain things, then you believe, okay, this is right. So like that, many a times in life, we don't trust everything. We calculate what to trust, what not to trust. So when it comes to the ultimate object of the supreme destination, the supreme Lord, it involves so many austerities. For example, in our Krishna conscious moment, we have to wake up early in the morning, you have to take bath, many times cold water bath, and unless your health really doesn't permit, and then you do Mangal Arati, then you have your whole schedule. So many people have dedicated their lives permanently full time for the service of the Lord. And you follow Ekadashi. Ekadashi is a strict vow to be followed. Then there are Chaturmasa vows. So many things are there. So many, our life changes. The question is why I should believe, where I should put faith on. Why do we accept certain things? These are serious questions. And unless there is clarity on these things, then somewhere it will invite blind faith. So there are two problems. One is blind faith, and second is absurd inquiry. So these are the two problems that are haunting human society. So uh, absurd inquiry means just inquiring into everything what you see, and blind faith means not inquiring at all and just believing everyone. So both are dangerous. So what is actually required? How can I believe somebody? So many people are not clear about this. Many preachers are not clear about it. Many people who are preached to are not clear about it. That is why somewhere the blind faith comes into picture. It has been seen that blind faith has been a cause of great exploitation. Many cheating people are gurus, and they really misguide their followers. And apart from that, that is, they have made it as a business, earning money through guruship. That has become a very big business because they make business of faith of people. And it is observed in Bengal and Orissa that many gurus would come and give very beautiful classes. The people would be mesmerized, especially the women. They would think that detachment is the way of life. They would just leave their family, householder, and they would just surrender to the guru and be a part of his satsanga and eventually be with him. But gradually, as they move out of their family and they are completely dedicated for these gurus, they exploit them. And once they exploit them, then they have no place to go. They cannot go back to their families. And so, in this way, they lead a very bad life. So, like that, the question should always come to mind as to why I should believe something. If at all somebody challenges this question, that means they are not the right person. For I will give a simple example. Suppose Ekadashi has to be followed, or something has to be followed. Some Chaturmasa vow has to be followed. Deity worship has to be done. All these questions are there. On what authority are we doing? What is the process of deity worship? What is the process of following the vow? And based on what we follow? what would happen in childhood is that when we would inquire such things, I would inquire to my teachers and I would inquire to my parents because they did not know. They would just chastise. We are doing elders, you just follow us, that's all, no more doing. One good thing about the Krishna conscious society was that this provided a scope for inquiry. You can ask questions and you can get points clarified. But here also, if eventually things happen like you just have to listen to us, that's all, then it doesn't remain a Pramanika movement. In the West, there were Protestants and Catholics, two divisions within the church. Even within Protestants and within Catholics, there were so many churches, there were so many Bibles, the Old Testament, the New Testament, and among them the Roman Bible, then the Ignatius Loyola Bible. There are so many variations. Finally came the New American Bible. There are so many varieties. And each school, the member of each school had one common message. What was that? You believe in our Bible, then you will go to heaven. If you don't believe in our Bible, you will go to hell forever. The question that ordinary man with little intellect would ask is, uh, how will I know? Everyone is saying the same thing. The person on the other side of the bank is saying, if I believe in his Bible and his church, I will go to heaven, and yours, I will go to hell. If I come to this bank of the river, you are saying that your Bible is the topmost, your church is the topmost. If I believe here, I will go to heaven. If I go there, I will go to hell. Now, is there an intellectual way to judge whether I should believe them or I should believe them? If not intellectual way, what is the other way? Should I toss a coin? If this comes, I will believe this school. If that comes, I will believe that school. Even so, what is the way of knowing? There is no proper way of knowing these things. So, unless these things are defined, it makes a person will always be in ignorance. He will be in lack of clarity. And the Vedic system provides a beautiful system for this called Pramana Shastras. Pramana Shastras have been directly borrowed from Nyaya Vaisheshika school. Earlier, Nyaya and Vaisheshika were two different schools. Eventually, they are combined into one as Nyaya Vaisheshika. And these Nyaya Vaisheshika, there is one thing called Puratana Nyaya, old Nyaya, and there is called Navya Nyaya. So Navinaya has rules of Pramana properly defined. Earlier also Pramana Shastras were there. Gautama Muni, when he gave the sutras of Nyaya, he did speak of Pramana. So that is the thing we should understand, how to know what is right, how to know what is wrong, and which are the Pramanas. So basically, all the schools of Vedanta, be it Dvaita, be it Advaita, be it Vishishta Advaita, all the schools of Vedanta, they be it Dvaita, Dvaita, they primarily accept Pratyaksha, Anumana, and Shabda. These are the three Pramanas. Pratyaksha means direct sense perception. Seeing is believing. So there are some schools like that of Charvaka, which says only seeing is believing. That's all. Whatever I see, I believe. So the Nyaya schools joke with Charvaka that suppose your wife is pregnant and you don't know how she became. So then will you not use logic, or will you just say seeing is believing? That is a joke they crack with him. So you cannot just uh, rely on what you see. There are some things for which intellect and logic has to be applied. So it is common sense. So the present day scientists, they believe in, just a minute. Okay, sorry. The present day scientists, they believe in perception and logic. They say everything will be explained through these two things, perception and logic. Anything which is not explained through this is blind faith. We don't agree with that. That is the thing. So what the scientists fail to understand is that we have to at least believe their words. There is a terminology in medical terms. Uh, what is that? If you go to any doctor, how much he knows, God knows. But one thing he will definitely say that Our branch is experimental science, whereas the branches like Ayurveda they are not experimental science. So what does he mean by that? I mean, how will they, how do they say that their branch of medicine is experimental science? They may say that our so and so, our doctors have experimented, our so and so has experimented. But the thing is, have you experimented? Have you experimented that paracetamol works on the body in such a way that fever goes away? Or some antibiotic works in the body, and then have you started prescribing the medicine? No, you just followed the book, what was written in the book and what was taught by your teachers, you followed. No, but our teachers followed somebody and they followed somebody. Eventually, somebody was the scientist who experimented. That is exactly what is there in Vedic science. There were previous scientists like Charaka and Sushruta who did experiment on this, and they had their books. So why is not that not accepted? So this is a hypocrisy that is there in the present day field of science. Their hypocrisy is that what we believe is alone science, nothing else is science. So one thing is that pratyaksha, seeing is believing, at times can fail. When it can fail, let's say there is something tall that is seen from a distance. You are not sure whether that tall is a person or a tree. The features of a tree don't seem to be clearly seen, like branches and leaves. They are not clearly seen. The features of a person, like a head or hands, they are also not clearly seen because it's distant and there may be some obstacles there. So it's not clearly seen. So you're not sure whether it is actually a person or a tree. You have to go nearby and you have to find out what it actually is. So your perception is indeed giving you unclear information. If you take a glass of water, put a spoon in it, and the spoon appears bent, in reality, the spoon is not bent. So perception can be deceptive at times. So the point here is that direct perception is not independently reliable. It is not that direct perception is not reliable. That is another extreme to consider that perception is not. Perception is, pratyaksha is also a pramana. One thing we should understand, pramana means reliable. Pramana means knowledge as it is. Yathartha jnanam pramanam. The first definition of pramana is yathartha jnanam pramana. Knowledge as it is called pramana. And this is the lakshana. This is the, what is that? This is the definition of a pramana. What does a definition include? I'll tell some technical terms, kindly hear attentively. A proper definition means it should completely cover what we want. It should not cover anything more than what we want. It should not cover anything less than what we want. And it should not cover something that we don't want. I'll explain it. Let's say there is a cow. You want to tell somebody bring a cow and he doesn't know what a cow is. Can I say that bring that animal with horns? What do you say? Can I say that? Bring that animal with horns. Yes. What do you think? Are you able to hear me? Arthasarthi Prabhu, you're able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
So what happens if I say bring that animal with horns?
Uh, we can't do, Prabhu.
Why? What is the
There are,
problem with the definition?
yeah, there are so many animals also there.
Yeah, you may bring a buffalo, you may bring a deer, you may bring
Yes,
so many
Prabhu.
animals with
Mm.
horns. So that's not a. So what if I say bring that animal with mixed color? Bring that animal with mixed colors. Cow has patches, no, on its body. Bring that animal with small patches, mixed colors. So Sulochanan Prabhu, can that be a good definition?
No, but it's very vague term. Like there are multiple ships are there, some oxen are there,
Mhm.
bulls are there. They also have the different colors.
Even among cows also, some cows are purely white, some are purely brown. So it does not cover all the cows also. It covers something less than a cow. You're getting it? If I say horns, it covers something more than cows also. If I say this mixed colors, it covers something less than cows. Some cows get missed out. If I tell bring an animal with single hoof, cow's legs have hoofs, no? So if a leg has a single hoof, bring that animal. Then horse has a single hoof, but a cow has two hoofs. So cow can never come within that category. So unless these defects are avoided, then we will never be able to arrive at a proper definition. So go sasna matnam, bring that animal with a dewlap and certain other features which are specific to cows. So this dewlap and all are specific to cows exactly. So that way the definition becomes proper. We don't add those which are not cows. We don't we don't subtract cows, or we don't bring horses in between. So like that, a definition should be proper. It should not be overextending. It should not be underextending, or it should not be wrong definition. So yathartha jnanam pramanam, or knowledge as it is called pramana. So when something is there, you get as it is understanding of it, then it is called a pramana. Is this clear?
Yes, Ved.
And that pramana is of three types: pratyaksha or sense perception, anumana or logic, and shabda pramana or hearing from an authority. Okay, so these are valid pramanas, and when we say these are valid pramanas, they are valid. We cannot say that pratyaksha is wrong or anumana is wrong, just that there may be some limitations for each of these pramanas. So that limitation should be avoided, but they are all genuine. Okay. Now, as I said, actually in Srimad Bhagavatam 11.19.17, it says, Shruti Pratyaksham Aitiyam Anumanam Chatushtayam. The Vedas, direct perception, tradition, and inference, these are four kinds of evidence. So here Bhagavatam is saying four types of evidence. That is Pratyaksha or direct perception, Anumana or analysis, and Shabda or verbal testimony, and Aitya, tradition. But here in the next shloka, it is mentioned that Pratyakshe antar bhavet yasmat aitiyam tena deshikaha pramanam trividham prakhyat tatra mukhya shrutir bhavet. Baldev Vidyabhushan says that this aitiya or tradition is included in other pramanas. If the tradition is something which is got by seeing, then it is called pratyaksha pramana. Okay, and if it is something that is got by shastra, it's called shruti pramana. So like that, if you are able to verify it with what you see, the idea or the tradition, if you are able to verify with what you see, then it's called pratyaksha pramana only. And if you are able to verify it through shastra, then it's called shabda pramana. Whatever the case it is, this aitya pramana is a part of the three pramanas only. So eventually there are only three pramanas that we are dealing with. Among these three pramanas, it is mentioned that I told you that sometimes perception can have limitations. That if our senses are not giving accurate information, then we may get improper or partial understanding of things. So logic is used at times when there are limitations for in our senses. For example, let's say you're seeing smoke on the mountain, then you have to go biking or trekking or taking animals for grazing, whatever it is, you have to go on the mountain, but you are seeing smoke. Then we apply logic that in my kitchen, when I see smoke, I see fire. So here I'm seeing smoke. Definitely there must be fire here. So this is logic. This is called anumana. So with anumana or logic, we come to a conclusion that, or inference, we come to a conclusion that, okay, there is fire, I should not go there. So this process of inference is also a pramana. However, here Baldev Vidyabhushan gives the example that fire is set, but due to rain, the fire would have extinguished also. Just that the smoke would be left. There will be some heat still, no? Because of that heat, the smoke would have left, but the fire itself would have extinguished. So there is no accurate way by which to verify whether all analysis is right or no. Especially when it comes to things like uh, dharma, ethics. Can you prove dharma through pratyaksha? What I am doing is right or wrong. It cannot be through sense perception we will be able to prove it. If it cannot be through logic, because logically today something may appear right. Eventually that may be wrong. We never know. So many mistakes have been done by greatest of the governments. They thought using their intelligence and logic that it was right, but then it later on proved to be a disaster. So logic itself cannot work for things like ethics and morality and knowledge of soul, knowledge of Paramatma or Super Soul, Supreme Lord, the knowledge of karma. For all these subtle things, the the pratyaksha and anuman fail. You cannot see these things, nor you can do logic out of it. Can you logically say that I am religious? Can you logically prove to somebody, or can I may say some of his actions I may see, oh, maybe he's a religious person, he is an ethical person, but there is just I'm trying to guess it. At no point of time I'm 100% sure that he is an ethical person. It cannot be proved through pratyaksha and anumana. Similarly, the presence of soul, atma. Atma can never be proved using matter. Using pratyaksha, it cannot be proved, nor can it be captured using anumana. So there should be something else required from that. And for that, Shabda Pramana is valid. Shabda is the most perfect way of knowing things where Pratyaksha and Anumana fail. So that is why so it's mentioned here that even Pratyaksha and Anumana, they are not independent pramanas. They have to be relied on, they have to rely on Shruti eventually. Magician. Earlier there were too many magicians and wizards. Nowadays AI will do all the work. No need of magicians. But they would do something they will take person's head and put it somewhere else. Or they would open their hat and suddenly a bird would fly from there. So all these magics they would do. So these are tricks actually. And they are tricks to cheat the senses, to cheat the eyes. So that way, our eyes are giving wrong information. They are not giving as it is knowledge. So they are not pramana. So, but there are other ways to know that, okay, maybe he has some tricks, but actually he is just cheating the eyes. So like that, sense perception cannot be independently relied upon for especially these serious things of dharma, atma, paramatma, for knowledge of these things. Anumana, it is mentioned in the Kathopanishad that Naisha Tarkena Matirapaneya. Naisha Tarkena Matirapaneya Proktanyena Sujananya Preshta. So, just by logic, we cannot understand this, nor can we understand it using our intelligence. So, Lord should be arrived. Uh, Lord, Supreme Lord cannot be understood through these things. So the only way to understand the Supreme Lord Hari is through Shabda Praman. The only way to understand Atma, Paramatma, all these things, the way to understand them is through Shabda Praman. It cannot be understood without Shabda. Now, let's say that you are going to a river bank. You are standing little away from a river bank and somebody comes and says, there are 5 fruits on the river bank. Please go and take. So, do you think just by his saying we believe it, we accept it? No. We assess the relationship with that person, how close he is to us, how reliable his words are, and based on his reliability, based on his closeness, we take a decision whether to believe him or no. That is why it's called Apta Vakyam Shabda. Nirdosha Upapatti Anumana. Indriya Sannikarsha Pratyaksha. The Lakshanas for that. For the Lakshana for Pratyaksha is Indriya Sannikarsha Janita Jnana Pratyaksha. Knowledge generated by sense perception is called Pratyaksha. Then Anumana, logic. Nirdosha Upapatti Anumana. The logic that is extended based on previous observation and which has no faults. Such a logic is called, such an inference is called Anumana. And Apta Vakyam Shabda, the reliable source, knowledge from a reliable source is called Shabda Pramana. We tend to believe those who are our close friends, those who are our relatives, those who are very close to us, we tend to have more faith in. So definitely the reliable source is one thing that Baldev Vidyabhushan clarifies here is that just because we believe in Shabda Pramana, we cannot reject Pratyaksha and Anumana. See, Pratyaksha that is in line with Shabda is to be accepted. It is called Upajivya Pratyaksha. And similarly, Anumana, Tarka or logic is a part of Anumana. So without logic, we cannot explain. We explain people, right? What is the difference between living and dead body? So there is something in that is keeping that living body active. So then that is why you have to accept the soul. This is logic actually. This is not some verbal testimony, but it's logic. But we are using logic to convince people. So definitely logic has its favorable part also. One is there is Shushka Tarka or dry logic. So the modern scientists use that, and there are many traditional schools like Charvaka also who use this Shushka Tarka or dry logic. That is definitely rejected. But there is also Anukula Tarka or favorable logic. And this favorable logic, this Tarka is essential to understand the truth. So one should not be fanatic that I don't rely on any of these things, I just rely on Shabda. And so all these things are definitely essential and it's very practical that we use. But the key here is that Shabda, Pratyaksha and Anuvana, which is in line with Shabda, we accept. Which is seriously contradicting Shabda, then that will be questioned. Correct. So, especially for understanding these concepts like God and Atma, Paramatma, Dharma, etc., we have to rely on Shabda Pramana. So at least that much is clear. Correct. Now, do you have any questions till now before I explain more details of Shabda Pramana? Because these things come, you might have seen our discussions in groups, you might have seen our debates that are happening and all. So somewhere around this, the Pramana Shastras things evolve. If we don't have a proper standing and base on Pramana Shastra, then we could miss out on the real knowledge. So that is why this is a very important topic for all of us to understand. So kindly let me know till now if you have any questions before, otherwise I will get into this Shabda Pramana. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
Two things are there. First one is that personally, I feel it. I need to go through it. This particular section that you have mentioned till now, one, two times more to get it grabbed in myself. At least for my, I'm talking about myself only. And second thing is that, Puji, like you were mentioning that pramana, you gave the definition, knowing the things as it is known pramana. Uh, Suppose like in the Sat Darsanas, the Nyayis and Vaikhanakas, they give their like multiple pramanas, five, some give six. So like you mentioned, three pramanas are the valid pramanas. Sabda, another, and you mentioned, you also quoted Sripad Baldev Vidyabhushan that we cannot say that the other two are wrong. So it like if these three are Vedic, then the other things that they mention, are they non-Vedic, Puji?
I will explain you. Actually, different schools accept many different pramanas. Okay. So,
Yes, Puji.
but then point here is that the Vaishnavas believe that all these pramanas are antarbhavita, means they are all part of the three pramanas only. They get somehow mixed into that. I will show it to you. Just a minute. I have my notes on that. Okay. Okay, so the Charvaka school accepts only Pratyaksha Pramana. The Vaisheshika school founded by Kanada, what it accepts Anumana and Pratyaksha both. The Sankhya and the Yoga schools accept three, Pratyaksha, Anumana and Shabda. Nyaya and Jainism and Pauranikas, they accept up to 8 pramanas, which include Upamana, Arthapatti, Anupalabdhi. So these are some different pramanas they accept. So Pratyaksha, Anumana, and Upamana, Arthapatti, Anupalabdhi, Shabda. So like that, these are some of the pramanas. So like that, they accept different schools accept different pramanas. For example, somebody says Arthapatti. Arthapatti means postulation. Therefore, there is a person called Devadutta who doesn't eat at all. Whenever we see, he is not eating. So much food is brought in front of him, he is not eating. But still, he is growing fat. All through the day, we sit in front of him. We never see him eating, but still he grows fat. Therefore, what is the conclusion? He may be eating in the night when everyone goes to sleep. Correct. So that therefore is called Arthapatti. Similarly, Anupalabdhi is also considered a pramana when something is not found. Okay, or Upalabdhi. And Upamana, comparison. He is like that. That person is like him. So Upamana is also considered one pramana. So like that, different schools accept different pramanas. But the we have covered this in Vedanta Samantaka. But what happens eventually is that these are all antarbhavita. These are all a part of Pratyaksha, Anumana and Shabda only. How it is, I will explain. Arthapatti, as I told you. He is not eating during the day, but he is growing fat. Maybe he is eating during the night. So this is a part of Anumana Pramana. It's not separate from Anumana. Aitiha Pramana or tradition. Now tradition or Aitiha, it can be Pratyaksha if it is seen the what is happening and its results are seen through the eyes, it's Pratyaksha. Or it can be Veda, it can be Shruti Pramana or Shastra Pramana. So Shabda Pramana it can be. So it can be a part of this. So somehow the different schools that accept different Pramanas, somewhere they mix into these three only. They are not separate from these three. That is the idea. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. That means they are the subdivisions of this tree only.
Yes. So uh, just a minute, please. So that is the understanding we have to develop here. Okay. So now we have discussed Aptavakyam Shabda, the knowledge from the words of reliable authorities is called Shabda Pramana. And this is more powerful because it is more penetrating. It can go to those areas where Pratyaksha and Anumana can't work. For example, how do we know the presence of soul? It is through Shabda, it is through divine revelations. How will you know about what is right and what is wrong? That's also through divine revelations or Shabda Vakya or Shastra Vakya. So these are different ways in which the Shabda is there. Shabda is having two parts. There are two types of Shabdas. One is called Paurusheya Shabda, one is called Apaurusheya Shabda. So what is Paurusheya Shabda? Paurusheya Shabda means the words of a Purusha. And Apaurusheya Shabda is words which are not given by any Purusha. So a Purusha, every conscious entity is when he speaks something, we tend to rely on that. Okay, but the problem with the conscious entities are four. Brahma, Pramada, Vipralipsa, Karana, Patam. The conscious entities commit mistakes, or they are tend to be illusioned. Then they have a cheating propensity and their senses are imperfect. Because the Purushas have a few of these problems or all these problems, so their conclusions will be problematic. So no Purusha Vakyas are to be considered Pramana. Vedantis, those who are serious about this, they don't accept Purusha Vakyas as Pramanas. They accept only the Apaurushya Vakyas, which are not constructed by anyone as Pramanas. Now, somebody may question that what is the proof that, first of all, there are, you are saying this Apaurushya has to be relied. So, what are Apaurushya? Which scriptures are to be considered Apaurushya? So, the Vedic scriptures, the knowledge of the Vedas are considered Apaurushya. Vedas are Apaurushya for two things. One is Anadi. They have not been created by anyone. At any point of time, Vedas have not been created. They have always been existing in human society since time immemorial. If you say Vedas have been created on so and so date, then you have to explain what was there before that. Modern day scientists say Vedas, somebody says Vedas have been created 5,000 years ago. Somebody says 6,000 years ago. Bal Gangadhar Tilak gave a date that it is created 10,000 years ago. But then the question is, what was there before? Let's say this Brahma's lifetime, Adya Brahmana Dvitiya Pararde, he has 50 years of his lifetime is over. So now, 50 years ago, Brahma was not born, but before that, there was one more creation where there was another Brahma. So during that another Brahma's time, what was giving direction to the human society? So these Vedas are handed down since time immemorial, and millions of Brahmas that have come and gone, through each of them, the same message is handed over. That is why it's called Apaurushya. So that makes them most reliable because they don't have these defects which Purushas have. Any Purusha can commit mistakes, he can be illusioned, he can cheat others, and he can have imperfect senses. But when Purushas are not there, then this problem is not there. So Vedas are Apaurushya. So somebody may question, what is this? You say Veda are also Apaurushya. When we chant Veda mantras, we say Gayatraya Vishwamitra Rishi or Madhuchandas Rishi, Angira Rishi. So many Rishis we say, which are associated with each Veda mantras. So how can you say they are Apaurushya? These are Purushas. These are not the writers of these Vedas. Vedas have been revealed to them, divinely revealed to them. So, because there is a divine revelation to them, that makes it, and what is that? It makes it Apaurushya. They are not the owners of it. They are the people who have transmitted this parampara. So, that is why this Apaurushya knowledge has been there. So, and it's not that every Tom, Dick, and Harry will be the Drishtara for Vedas. So, there are 32 qualities of a perfect human being. The most perfect human being will have 32 qualities, and exalted personalities like Brahma alone will have these qualities. Ordinary people will not have. Among humans, they can have a maximum of 20 qualities. 20 of these qualities that are mentioned in Shastras. There is a whole list of qualities in Shastras, among which humans can have, humans can have maximum of 32 qualities, but among that, those who have 20 qualities at least, they are having the eligibility to receive the Vedas. Means it is revealed to them. So they are special persons. And tapasvi bahuvedavit. Vimshal lakshanato nunam tapasvi bahuvedavit. So those who have these 20 qualities and those who are austere and those who know a lot of Shastras, such people, the Vedas are revealed to them. So that is why these revelations are coming in human society since time immemorial. Okay, so these are the things. So somebody may still object, saying that suppose while cleaning Hare Krishna, I am heard, right? You are able to hear me?
Like for the minutes, we were not able to hear you.
Yeah, now it's fine, no?
Yes, please.
So, Kalidas has written Raghuvamsham, he has written Kumara Sambhava, and he has written Abhijnana Shakuntala. So, it's clearly Paurusha. We clearly know who is the author of the book. Similarly, Romeo, Juliet, and Hamlet, and Julius Caesar, all these are written by Shakespeare. So, we properly know who the author of this is. So, they are all Paurusha Granthas. Suppose I get some book during cleaning of my house and the author's name is not there. Can that be Apaurusha? That is a question. Can I just declare any Grantha as Apaurusha? So, this is an important question. So, how will we answer this? How will we know whether a particular Grantha is Paurusha or Apaurusha? Yes, anybody can think of any logic for that? Did you all get the question?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So, very beautifully it's answered by our acharyas. So, they say that Vedas are not just some books for whom author is not known. They are well famous, well accepted as being authorless. Great, since time immemorial, great personalities have accepted that there is no author for this. So it's already a proved fact, it's already an established fact. Now, if we want to prove that well established fact is wrong, then we are supposed to give evidence. For example, if I make a statement that once in a year we see sun doesn't rise. Let's say I make a statement. It's absurd, I know. But let's say I make a statement that once in a year sun doesn't rise. So then they say everyone knows that sunrise. I can say all of you are in ignorance. Or suppose not once in a year. In the year 2349, on February 21st, sun is not going to rise. So I am making a statement. So is there a way by which you can prove it right or you can prove it wrong? Yes. Can you prove that I am wrong? Yes or no? What do you think? Parthasarathi Prabhu, what do you think? Can you prove that I am wrong? Hare Krishna.
Can't say Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
You understood the question, right? Sulochananand Prabhu, you understood the question. How will
Simply
you argue
understood,
it?
Puji, but Puji, I'm not able to find the answer.
No, how will you argue with such a person? He says
So, uh,
2300 in
so
February
how
23rd.
can he say that he whatever he's saying is true? In the
No, he will say you all are wrong. You all are in ignorance. Can there be such a year? So whom is the burden of proof on? It is well accepted that every day morning sun rises. It is well accepted that every night sun sets. So if I make a statement like this, who burden of proof is on whom? Yes. Who has to prove it? Is it that all of you have to prove it that I am wrong? Or is it that the person making such a statement, which is different from what is happening in day to day life, he has the burden to prove it? Yes. Sulochan Pro, you got my question?
yes, Puji, the person who has proclaimed such a impossible version, he needs to prove because we know the fact that it's not going to happen.
Exactly. Similarly, it has been well accepted by extraordinary persons since time immemorial, like Vishwamitra Rishi has accepted, then Vashishta Muni has accepted, the Saptarishis have accepted, then Lord Ramchandra has accepted, Krishna has accepted, and Krishna's Guru Sandipani Muni has accepted, Brahma has accepted, Narada Vyasa has accepted, our own spiritual master has accepted. It is well accepted that Vedas are eternal. They are existing since time immemorial. Now, suppose somebody makes a sentence that Vedas are written by humans, then is the burden of proof not on him that he has to find out who are the humans who wrote it and what was existing before those humans wrote it? Because the Shastras themselves speak of imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam vivasvan manave praha manurikshvakave bravit. This knowledge was spoken at least 20 lakh years ago in human society. So that is the huge history, 20 lakh year old history that exists in human society. So when such a old thing is existing, somebody says that Vedas are 5,000 years old. Is it not the burden of proof on him that he has to prove who is the author of the Veda who wrote 5,000 years ago and what was there before that? So that is the greatest fallacy in modern science. You don't require huge logic to prove this. It is well accepted. Everyone accepts that Vedas are right authority. You may say everyone is under blind belief. Prove it. If everyone has blind belief, then you have to prove that who is the author. To know who is the author of the Vedas, you have to first start reading the Vedas. You should get deep into the subject matter, understand the whole subject, study it, and understand the science behind it. And after that, you do a research on when it was written, what was its history. Finally, you will be able to conclude that okay, Vedas were written so and so years back by a person with so and so intentions, with so and so purpose. So at least minimum you have to get into the subject matter, study it, get its history, and then you are arrived at. Without even knowing this, can a scientist just say that, oh, it was written 5,000 years ago and we should just believe it? Is it not illogical to just accept it? Right or wrong? So the present scientific understanding is completely illogical because something is well accepted fact. The burden of proof is on them that they have to prove it wrong, and they are not even attempting to prove it. All they want is that we believe them blindly. So this is why uh, Vedas are considered um, pramanas. They are considered pramanas since eternity. So uh, they are pramanas swatastam. They are self-evidence. Okay. So any questions on this? Because then we will go ahead with other logics which people have questioned about and how it has been dealt with by our acharyas to establish the supremacy of Vedas. Yes. So any questions you can please ask.
No, from my side, Pooja, I don't have any questions as of now.
Okay. Parthasarthi Prabhu, you are clear?
Yeah, no problem, no questions are there.
Yeah. So then, okay. So if this is clear, then we'll continue tomorrow on further topics about establishing how Vedas are the ultimate pramana. So thank you very much. Vancha kalpataru best. Yes, something you want to say?
Thank you so much, Pooja. Pooja, just one thing. Like all this thing that you discussed, so you have shared with us a document of Prameya Ratnavali.
Okay, my notes I can share with all of you. It's not in proper format. It's in very this format. I have shared the Google Drive link earlier, but I will share it again so that everyone can go through it. Actually, my plan is that once you hear all these things, there will be a small exam which I'll conduct. You all can write the exam,
Mhm.
and apart from that, there will be some discussion also. We will have some, you can give a seminar, 15-minute seminar on any of these topics. So that way everyone will get involved. They'll be able to study the subject matter. That is the idea.
Sweet. Like for that only, it would be a better thing if I can get those things to prepare myself.
Yes, yes, yes. Now I
Thank
will
you, thank
send
you.
that
Very
notes to the group so everyone can take advantage.
Yes, thank you. Thanks.
पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यश्च च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। बलदेव विद्याभूषण प्रभु की जय। शील
Yeah.
प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे
So,
कृष्ण।